The silence was excruciatingly long. Aggie glared at her Aunt Zoe. Mari awkwardly stared at the floor. And Corey shifted back and forth, her Ellie Badge memorial merch slightly clanging as she shifted. This caught Zoe's attention, who looked at the merch, her eyes scrunching up, and the end of some of her beautiful long hair reaching up and scratching her head like a confused finger. "Mom isn't dead," she said, less scolding Corey and more just stating a fact that, in light of the merch, confused her. Without even thinking, Corey responded, "Have you seen her lately?" "No." "Well, there you go." And the silence continued. Eventually, Aggie, without saying a word, spoke with her heavy footsteps as she started to march towards the door that her mother had just left from. But before she could get to the door, it shut with a clang, a dozen sci-fi locks stringing themselves across it. Aggie turned back to her aunt, who had procured a small button that she had used to activate the security measure. "We're going." No, you're not. You have to, we're going, and you aren't going to stop us. Okay, Aggie, Aunt Zoe nervously put her hands together. "I know that this is a lot of emotions, but you aren't going to stop me." "Right, that's 'cause Gums is..." Zoe nervously pointed at the small gummy bear, who poked Aggie in the leg with his gummy worm spear. Aggie jumped in alarm. The spear was far more effective than it looked on the outset. "Now, I know you want to go out and handle things, but trust me, your mother has handled these kinds of things before, and your father is definitely capable in his own right. So just enjoy the time here. You're free to roam the palace as much as you want. And, besides Mari..." Zoe motioned to Mari, who jumped in alarm. "Sounds like you're ready to begin your training?" "Begin your what?" Aggie turned, her fury immediately deviating from her aunt to her sister. Mari continued staring at the ground, shuffling her feet. "I got an invitation to join the Brackleberry Brigade and, potentially serve as a replacement for the Queen." The sound of dial-up, of a blue screen, of confusion just played through Aggie's head. She was no longer angry, no longer determined, simply perplexed. "Yes, exactly." Zoe, happy to be on the page with one of the girls, jumped in. "And, there's actually something I need to attend to right now, so why don't we hop to it?" And Zoe gave a little hop, trying to be fun, trying to be reassuring, but her comment landed with a dull flop as her jump landed her back on the ground. Sometime later, after Mari and Zoe had left, the whirring sounds in Aggie's head finally started to silence. She blinked her eyes, looked around, saw the gummy guard furiously standing at the door, and saw Corey lounging on one of the sofas, eating a tray of triangle squares. Corey turned to her sister, food still in her mouth, and said, "Morning, sunshine? Where's Mari?" "Oh, doing some court thing. Here." Corey reached to the plate and lifted it up to face her sister, making sure the Snapoas were facing her. "Want a cookie?" Aggie, still trying to register what was going on, picked up one of the Snapoas, bit down on it, and the sharp pain of trying to bite into a Snapoa sent a shock that completely restarted her brain. No, we gotta go. Well, I mean, we came here and, told Mom and all that, so, and what, we're just gonna sit here and wait? That was my plan. Corey took the indented snap pole from her sister, tried to bite it herself, and then just gently set it back on the plate when that didn't work. Yeah, I get it. You don't want to go and do anything, but I have goals and ambitions, and those include going and whoa, calm down. Corey placed a hand on her sister's shoulder. Just breathe, relax. You don't need to be the hero all the time. Aggie stood there, staring in the distance for a while, before turning to her sister, placing a hand on her shoulder and saying, "And you're just gonna let Mom and Aunt Zoe tell you what to do?" Well, it looks like our party's split again. You're welcome, everyone. In this case, Mari is off doing diplomacy, while Aggie and Corey are about to hatch a plan to steal a room that has a hot air balloon. But I want to add a little more flavor to this impromptu airship. So please give me one detail or function about this airship. This time I won't be cataloging votes. As long as 2 suggestions do not contradict each other, all of them will be true.